Hello everybody, this is ManuS and welcome to another Eternal News Update. So today Direwolf has revealed the leaks, like what the leaks gonna look and work like, plus some other infos, and what the format for the first leak in Chapter 17, Enemies at the Gates, in April will be. So let's dive right in, take a look. Okay, so this is the article, I'll include it in the description down here. And yeah, so the first leak will be a sealed deck leak. So format works the following. We get 8 packs for the Dusk Road packs, 2 packs each of Empty Throne and Omens of the Past. Build a 45 card sealed deck, so that's pretty cool. The first official sealed event after some wacky attempts of making sealed tournaments with 75 card decks, because we don't have the 45 card option in friendly games, and now we finally get a proper sealed event. Then you join the league with your 45 card deck. You can change your deck at any time, like adjust cards and stuff. Then you play 10 league games each week for your placement, and after that you can play further games for tiebreakers, so that you get ahead of people with the same record as you. You can play up to 20 additional tiebreaker games, so you can play up to 30 relevant league games each week, 10 for placement and 20 for tiebreaker. And each week of the league you'll get another pack that you can use to improve your deck, one from each current set. So it's a bit unclear here, because it says you get another pack that you can use to improve your deck, one from each current set. So does that mean we get one Dusk Road, one Empty Throne, one Omens of the Past pack each week? Or does that mean we get a Dusk Road pack in the first week, an Omens of the Past in the second, and no, actually a Dusk Road in the second, an Omens of the Past in the third, and an Empty Throne in the last? I would assume it's the latter. It's a bit confusingly phrased here, I think, but I think in the end it means we get one pack of each set each week, basically. Since in the first week I assume we don't get a pack, so that leaves 3 weeks and 3 sets, so that works out. So I assume that's how it's going to work, and probably in the order they just mentioned, so probably Dusk Road, Omens of the Past, and then Empty Throne, but I'm not sure. It's also important that catching up is not a problem. You can join a league late, because you'll just get to make up for the time you lost. You get the packs that you missed, and you get the additional leaderboard and tiebreaker games still. So if you join in week 2, you have 20 placement games and 40 tiebreaker games for that week. And yeah. Oh no, you don't have the additional tiebreaker games actually. It says that the only difference is that you have fewer tiebreaker games, so you will basically only lose out on the tiebreaker games of each week that you didn't play. So you lose the 20 tiebreaker games of week 1, but you get the 10 placement games. I'm not sure how I feel about the tiebreaker games, because I think they will a bit unfairly favor people that have more time at their hand to play additional minor relevant league games, while still providing a significant impact, because there will be tons of people tied with the same record, obviously, if enough people play the leagues, and then the tiebreakers are super critical. So yeah, I would have preferred them to just pay people out according to record rather than standings, so just everyone with the same record gets the same rewards, but they chose to do it that way. We'll see how it goes. Maybe we can send some feedback to them suggesting a payment by record rather than a payment by standing, like a prize payout by standing. The other big deal, as you can see, is each league in each chapter will provide a new unique card back. So we finally get custom card backs in Eternal, which is pretty cool. I think a lot of people have been waiting for this, and it was kind of a question of how long will it take till we get it, because it's kind of like an obvious cosmetic thing to do that a lot of people enjoy, so it would be kind of stupid not to do it for Direwolf as well. And here we go, we'll get cardbacks. Unfortunately, it didn't reveal what the cardback for Enemy at the Gates will be. We just got the question mark cardback here. But yeah, that's one of the the exclusive rewards each league. So if you want the unique cardback for a specific chapter, you have to play the league. But I'm pretty sure the cardback will be a participation reward. So as long as you play the league, you'll get the cardback. You don't have to place well to get the cardback, I would assume. And yeah, at the end of the league, rewards will be determined by final leaderboard standings. And if you resign from a league, you can re-enter a league with a new set of packs and seals. So if you think your seal sucks, you can just resign and rejoin and get a new try. But the leagues are pretty costly. Each league will cost you 10,000 gold. So it's pretty pricey to re-roll the RNG on your sealed pool. But as we all know, sealed pools can be pretty bad, so there might be some incentive there. It's also worth noting that this will put more strain on our in-game gold, since 10k for a league like this is a lot. Combining this with events and buying packs for new sets and campaigns, you gotta be really careful with your gold these days. And of course drafts for people that draft a lot. So if your win rate in draft sucks, you might not want to draft as much anymore, and you also really don't want to spend additional gold on packs like I did a lot, for example, in the past, just to get certain cards, or dust for foils, and also be less spewy with the dust you have on foils, for example, because if you have less gold for upcoming sets, you will need to have more dust to make up for it, and more stone to make up for it. So preserving gold and shift stone is going to become more important now that there's more things you can spend it on, which is not a bad thing. It's just something to be aware of, so that you don't end up sitting there being frustrated and having to invest real money because you were too wasteful with your gold and or your shift stone. But yeah, it's a cool thing to have more options and more things to do. One point that I want to bring up here is I wish the leagues would be generally best of 3, given that the league games are a set amount. So like 10 best of 3 matches a week is not a lot. Like the typical problem of best of 3 matches for, say, ladder, where it just makes grinding really frustrating and slow and queue times long and so on, because people are stuck in games for long, so it's harder to find opponents and so on. And makes it harder to play in between things and just squeeze a game here and there when you have some spare time. That doesn't really apply to the leagues, so I think it would be really cool if the leagues would just naturally always by default be best of 3, since for those 10 games a week you can just set aside some time and invest them in proper best of 3 matches, and then have higher quality matches and higher quality results to decide placement and stuff. That might even make the tiebreakers obsolete, because then you can just use like game win percentage as tiebreaker, for example. So yeah, I think that would be really cool, and I'll send that as feedback to Direwolf, because I think the league is perfect for best of 3, no matter what format, be it sealed or any other format. As I said already in yesterday's news video, the way Scarlet replied to best of 3 speculations about league sounded like there might be best of 3 constructed leagues in the future. We don't know about that, and he didn't specifically say anything, but he only basically said that the next league won't be best of 3, which kind of, especially given the way he communicates usually, likely implies that there will or might be best of 3 leagues in future chapters. Anyway, I think it would be a great improvement if any league basically would be best of 3, since even a sealed lends itself just fine to best of 3. There is sideboarding in sealed, and it's actually a pretty relevant skill in, say, Magic sealed events, for example. Properly sideboard or even completely change your deck for game 2 or game 3, because you might have a color combination in your sideboard that is better against your opponent's pool, although possibly not better in the dark and stuff like that. So there's a lot of cool things you can do with sideboarding in best of 3 with sealed. So I would really like to see that. Just make the leagues best of 3 by default, since it shouldn't have the same issues as best of 3 has on ladder. I understand why they don't do the primary ranked queue as best of 3, but they might do like maybe a best of 3 additional ranked queue at some point when the player base is big enough, and like some tournament mode. But yeah, these leagues would be a prime opportunity to introduce best of 3 into Eternal, and yeah, make people that are not familiar with best of 3 in these types of games, like coming from Hearthstone for example, more familiar with it and get practice with it. So that would be cool. Anyway, yeah, I'm looking forward what the first card back will look like. I think it's pretty nice. Also, I think pretty important for more casual players, and another nice draw for people that care particularly much about these things. I'm not someone that is super focused on that stuff, but even I appreciate some cool alternative card back stuff, for example, because stuff that is free and makes things more diverse and more nice looking is never a bad thing. Even I, as like a competitive shark, know how to appreciate that, and I know there's plenty of people out there that appreciate it much more than me. So that should make a lot of people pretty happy. And yeah, that's it for the leaks for now. Curious what will happen with leaks in the future and what the payout will look like. I'm pretty sure the payout will be pretty good and generous, as always. So far, Direwolf has not let us down at all with payouts. The payouts have always been top-notch relative to the entry, so we'll get our money's worth for the 10k gold. While the 10k gold is a steep investment, we will get proper return for it. Just keep in mind that it will drain your gold, because you usually don't get gold back. You get stone and cards and stuff, packs back, and maybe some chests or maybe a bit of gold. But in the end it will drastically drain your gold and convert your gold towards cards and shipstone at a good rate, but still there are some things in the game you can only do with gold. So if you have turned all your gold into cards and shiftstone, even at a good rate, you can't do the things that require gold. Alright, that's it for Eternal News again. This is a pretty cool announcement and change, and also gives the game some additional dimensions and possibilities, which is really nice. And I'm looking forward to it. So we'll start the first league on the 1st of April. And it's not going to be an April Fool's joke, so that's good. Anyway, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. Turn on the notification icon, the bell icon next to the subscription, to be notified of new content coming out, to not miss anything. This was Eternal News with the reveal of the leaks. I am ManuS. I thank you for watching, and I'm out. Bye.